good, YouTube? Welcome to the Money Way Thinkers very first video. And what we're going to be discussing is how to format and structure your business name. So the first thing we're going to do is register our business. And to do so, we are going to log on to Georgia's Corporation Division's website. And here is the link. Now, if you're not in Georgia, because I do have family in Louisiana, shout out to 504 land. And then we have New York, we have Florida, we have Louisiana, we have Mississippi, we have Alabama, Texas, shout you out. But if you are in any of those states and you're not within Georgia, so all you have to do is go to your Google search and type in Secretary of State or Corporation Division, and it should bring you to the website that you need to format your business. So the first thing we're going to do is create a login. So we are going to go to the annual registration with changes, which is where our login will be created, and we're going to click here. And then, of course, it gives you a little disclaimer. You click OK, and then you create a user account. I'm not going to get into creating a user account because it's very simple. Just like creating any other account anywhere else, you're basically going to put in an email address, a password, and then you're going to secure that. You'll get a link, blah, blah, blah. You'll go in, boom, and you'll have that account. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to log into Georgia Corporation Division, and we are going to review the online services. Georgia actually have a lot of online services it provides to its entrepreneurs, business owners, new business owners, old business owners, and anyone that just wants information. So there's a lot of things you can actually do on this site. And here are, if we just want to take a quick look over it, name reservation. Let's say you have a name that you don't want somebody to steal, because we're going to get into how someone had a name that I thought was unique, and they end up having that name. So when I tried to apply for it, it was already taken, and I had to get the secondary. I wasn't feeling that, so guess what your girl did? I amended that name, baby, and went on to the next one. So you have your name registration. You can change the business name, which is what I did. You can trademark your products if you have any. You can register your agent. You can withdraw or dissolve your business. There's so many things that you can do on this site. But the very first thing we want to do is we're going to business search our business name, because we don't want that problem again, okay? Here we go. So here we have the box where we can enter a business name. You can select the exact name match, or you can do something kind of what it starts with. So let's say you want to start your own clothing line, and that clothing line may actually be the clothing line. I don't know. So the clothing line, and then you always want to put LLC at the end of it. So you always want to put your business type at the end, and then we're going to hit search. Let's see if we have a D clothing line in the search. Well, we don't have a D clothing line, but you do see where a lot of it kind of come close to it. So it kind of give you what's already out there. You don't want anything that's too close to someone else's name. But if you are interested in something as simple as D clothing line, you can actually use that business name, because it is not in use and is actually available to be registered. But let's say you are a registered agent, or you know the registered agent, and you want to just look up that person. You just type here, click here, and type in the registered agent's name, click search. It'll give you the information if you just wanted to contact that agent of that business, if you had some certified letters you wanted to send to them, if you had some legal documents you wanted to send to the business, and you wasn't exactly sure how to get in touch with the actual owner, you will look up the registered agent. So here we are. We're gonna go back to the home tab. And that's not what we wanted to do. Let me tell you something real quick, because I'm kind of glad it did that. Georgia Corporation Division actually protects its members to the fullest. And I'll tell you, if you're on a site too long, if you're logged into a particular the area too long, it will time you out. So if you're typing in your information, when we actually get into this, I'm going to try to move a little bit fast because I don't want it to time out. If it times out, we have to start all over, and we don't want to do that. So when we go in, we're going to click, try to put the information in so that it doesn't time out and we don't have to start over. But if you click out of the tab, let's say you're entering your information and you decide, oh, I need to Google search something real quick, do it on your phone. Do not do it within the actual site or let's say the actual web browser, because it will time you out. You'll have to log back in and such and do it again. So here we are. We're going back to the registration. I'm going to slow it down a little bit, but I'm going to speed it up a little bit. So here we go. We're going to create or register a business. That's the first step. Then we are going to our business formation page. The first option we have is to create a domestic business or a foreign business. We are domestic, a U.S. citizen, so we are going to select domestic. Here we have to drop down so we can review all of our business types. So you have your domestic for-profits, you have your professional corporation, your domestic for non-profits, your domestic limited liability companies, your domestic limited partnership, limited liability, limited partnerships, and your benefits corporation. So for the example, we're going to choose the limited liability company. And now we have the option to choose our business name or enter the business name that we want. The first that we're going to choose is D Clothing Line. I'm not exactly sure if it matters how you spell it, but for me, I don't want to have any problems with this because you don't want to have to do it again. So make sure you type it the way you want it to look on documents or anything like that. So you want to type in D Clothing Line. Yeah, we want it to look the way we want it to look. So we're going to type it correctly, okay? All right, so, and then you want to choose your secondary choice. Like I stated earlier, if the business name is actually already taken, you would have to choose a secondary business name. So we're going to say Deborah's Clothing. Boom. Forgive me in my typing line. And then we always want to put LLC on the end of it. So if the first choice that we actually want is taken, this Secretary of State would actually give us the second choice that we have entered. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is upload any document that you may have for your name approval. And that's basically your registered. If you registered as a registered agent, you'll have that document already saying that that name is already your name, and that's something that you can prove. And boom, here's the document. So the next step, we're going to go for your business purpose. Your business purpose is basically what your business is, whether it's a trucking company, a clothing line, a food truck or food company, credit repair, real estate. Here's where you will select your NAICS code, your code, and your subcode. So with this first code, it consists of the type basically. So you are retail trade because we are going into clothing. And you see there's two numbers, 44 and 45. We're going to select 44. Usually if you select the first choice, it's going to be what you need. It's going to have your subcode with everything that you need under it. So as you can see, we have recreational vehicle dealers. We have floor covering and furniture stores and such like that. Under the first choice is where we're going to find our clothing, right? So here we are. Family clothing, clothing accessories, other clothing stores. It depends on what kind of clothing line you're going to have. So let's say we're going to have another clothing store. But let's say we decided to choose 45. And I'm trying to move along fast before this time me out. But we're going to say in 45, you see the departments, the stores kind of change. You know, you still have retail stores, but now you have stores that are more like vending machine operations. Then you got fuel dealers, you got art dealers and pet supplies. You're definitely not going to find clothing under here. As you can see, no clothing. Okay, so let's go back to 44. And select, what did we say? Other clothing. Okay. And then we want to choose an address at the bottom. Your principal address has to be a physical address. You cannot use a P.O. box. It will stop you from using a P.O. box. You do not want to do that. So the one thing you want to enter is the physical address. Let's say it's 123 Main Street, for example purposes here. And let's say we are over in Conyers, Georgia. Shout out to Georgia, 30012. And we are going to hit continue. Okay, and moving along, you want to actually go into your addresses and enter a business email. Before formatting your business, well, actually, you can do them simultaneously, because if you have your business name and you're pretty sure what that business name is going to be, you may want to go over to Google or one of the actual domains and get you a business domain email address. So, for example, we're just going to say no email at Gmail, but you don't want your business email to be like a Gmail account. Just for professional purposes, go ahead and get your domain name. So it may be your email at youremaildomain.com or something like that. But you want to make sure you have a primary email and a secondary email in case you actually get locked out or that email get lost, misplaced, something, the message may not have came through, something happened, it wasn't synced properly, anything could have happened. So you make sure you have your primary, and then you also want to enter a second primary, which is going to be different, a second email, which is going to be different from your primary. Okay. So here we're going to click on the registered agent. As I stated earlier, I believe the registered agent is the person who is legally authorized to accept certified documents for you. And in doing so, you want to make sure you select them as an individual, if that's like a family or friend. But if it's a business, like your lawyer, your accountant, your dentist down the street. I'm getting with this. Don't judge me. But okay, so we want to enter their business name and their information if it is a business. So let's say it was Publix or something, and you have a notary at Publix, and then you want to put in the notary's name, and you know what I'm saying, and you enter their information, and you want to put in the email address. You want to put in, we're going to say no email again, just for example purposes, and you want to put in their address and all the information where they can be located. So if at any point someone have a legal document that they have for you and they need to get it to a physical person, then that will be your registered agent who will be accepting it. Okay. And then you want to select the county. Shout out to Rockdale County. All right, so we are going to select it. Then you put your zip code, and then you are creating your registered agent. And if you were to select individual, it's the same process, except you're just, you put in that person's physical address. And it has to be a physical address. Again, it cannot be a P.O. box. Okay, but if you are going to put in your organizer's information, that can actually be a P.O. box. It doesn't have to be a physical address, because this is just the person who is completing your business formation for you on your behalf of your company. And if it's yourself, you just put yourself, and you don't want to put your physical address or your physical personal information. So if you have a business address, you may want to put that as compared to like your home address or something like that. So for me, let's see, Carla. I don't know who I was about to put my nickname, but we're gonna say Carla. That's my name. We're gonna put my first, last name, ... and then we are. I'm sorry, that's not it. It doesn't even go there. See, it goes here, and then that'll just be my last name. And then we're going to put in our address, 123 Main Street, and then we're going to say we are again in Conyers, and then 3016. All right, and then we are going to add our organizer's information. I want to keep moving. It's still going. It hasn't knocked me out. The next step we want to do is actually select this box, and this box basically just says that everything that we have entered is true. Just like any other box that we select to authorize that the information that we're putting in is correct. And then you want to either choose the effective date that you are filing this as today, or you can choose a different day. For me, whenever I was in for my registering my business, it was actually on the same day as my son's father's birthday. And I was just like, I don't want that day. So guess what? I went in and I selected another day. And that's the date that it would say that it was actually filed. And then you'll have your effective date for when it's actually approved. So then you want to type in your name first, and name. I don't know how to end up as Tosh, but okay. My girls are with me. But so we got the organizer. You want to select your title as either the organizer if you are preparing this, if you're a member of the business, if you are the attorney in fact of the business. And then that's just choosing. So we're gonna leave it at organizer, and we're gonna continue. So far so good. So here's where you basically review the information that you entered. And we have the Clothing Line LLC, Deborah Clothing Line. If we decide if the first one doesn't work and they decide to choose the secondary, we have that. We have the primary email, which will be our business email. We have the second email, which may be a personal email or an email that we can be reached at, maybe our registered agent's email. Okay. We don't have any documents because we didn't pre-register our name or reserve our name. We chose our NAICS code and our subcode. You also going to need that code. So I would say write this down, take a note of it, put it in a note on your phone, because when you go to open your business bank account, they're going to ask for this code. So make sure you take a note of this. And then you want to look at your registered agent's information, make sure all that is correct, because again, they may need you. And then you want to make sure all of your name, first name, last name is entered correctly. You're basically looking over it. You've already checked the box to say that this is it, and then boom, you submit it. Now, when you get ready to submit it, you have a filing fee of $100 with Georgia's Corporation. I believe that's across the board. I know in Louisiana it's $100 as well. Here is going to take us to another page. So you're going to click pay. And then it's, you get the disclaimer letting you know that we're moving from, Georgia's Corporation site to their actual payment site. And when you move into the payment site, we're going to go into the new window. Okay. And then a new window is where you're going to enter all of your credit or debit card information, just like you would do anywhere else, to make your payment, and everything about basically come up for you. Now, before we close this out, just to say that we're actually done, because we're going to enter the information, we're going to click that we're not a robot, we're going to hit pay with card. The next screen that comes up is a screen that's basically going to say that your name has been registered successfully. It'll be placed in review. It takes about 2 weeks, 14 business days for them to look over it. And once they look over it, you're either going to be approved and you'll receive your articles of incorporation, or you'll be denied because maybe the name is already taken or something, and they just want you to enter a new name, and then you will basically go back. So for us, we're just going to go back to the actual website, right? And let's say we had to like refile our name without me actually going in. Oh guys, let's get come on now. Stop acting crazy. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Yeah, you want to act like that? Fine. So, let's see. Cool. I'm just going to go ahead and go back into it because I wanted to go into back into Georgia's Corporation. Here we are. And let's say we was actually denied, and we had to refile this for whatever reason. So the first thing we would do is click on our dashboard, which I'm not actually going to do because there is some sensitive information under there basically. But if you were to click on that, there's also a tab where you will see your receipts and everything. You will see the respond to correspondence and stuff like that. And then you also see a little link next to one, I believe it's under the receipts file. Don't quote me on it, but it says refile. You will click on it, then you refile. There's no additional payment to refile it unless you do it outside of the 30 days. You have 30 days to refile into a new name and wait for it to be approved. If it's not done within 30 days, then you basically, it'll dissolve. They'll send you an email letting you know these things as well. Another thing, a lot of people go through the different corporations that allow you, they say they'll help you incorporate your business. And as you can see, you can do this yourself in about 10 minutes. Really, I'm only taking long because I'm discussing it, but it takes about 10 minutes to actually register your business. It's $100. I've paid $350 in the past to have my business incorporated, and it really didn't take all that. But that's because I didn't know, and because we are hustling out loud, we are sharing this information. If y'all have any questions or anything that you want to know, if I don't have the answer to it, I know how to find it. So make sure you reach out to me, leave a question in the comments, let me know how I can do better maybe with my videos. I do want to be very detailed and informative, so I want to make sure that you understand every step that we're taking to format our business. We're going to also get into getting our business bank accounts, building business credit, applying for our DUNS number. Look for that because that may be the very next video I may be working on. But it's just certain steps that we're taking to format our business so that we can become entrepreneurs and that we can leave behind generational wealth for our family, our kids. So again, thank you for viewing my channel. Thank you for being a part of the Money Way Thinkers family. Thank you for supporting us, and you all be blessed and keep on hustling. Bye.